is totally different. Fantasy baseball wise, can Booney stop sitting Rice?
Well,
He's
I don't know what they're doing. I don't understand the insanity of it,
like the
but
best player in baseball right now. Just
they're not going to get me this year. They're not this early. I'm not letting Boone get me this early. He's not going to
well,
work
it's only
out.
because he's on my fantasy team.
Yeah,
And
I would never. I didn't draft in the Yankees.
he's like, well, we're sitting him versus lefties. He's batting 328.
We
328.
need we need we need the offense.
He's their
Like,
best hitter. Like, what are you doing?
do you watch part of my take?
I mean, yeah.
So like Lindor was like, yeah, I mean Francona, he plays his guys to they drop.
The guy in the Guardians. Well, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well, they win.
they won. Like they went to the champions. He's like, yeah, we play our guys.
Hello.
Hey!
Oh, man of the hour.
Congratulations!
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations! Engaged.
Yes, sir. What?
Oh.
You have a Giant in the Jet polo? What? When am I getting one?
We have my mom made it for my birthday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Isn't it cool?
You got to get Bobby one.
I have she also made me a shirt. It's too big for Bob. I'm gonna have her make another one. Are you a large, medium? What are you?
Large.
Oh
I
yeah.
honestly extra large lately. I think I put on a couple LBs,
Well, I'm
but
a double X. It'd be too big for you.
Engagement stress.
Engagement stress. But for the ping pong tournament, I'm gonna give it to you. Bob, congratulations. You're engaged.
thank you guys. Yeah, took long enough. 5 years.
Whoa,
5 years in the making.
I mean, I'm
big
very
day.
curious as your friend, like, how did it go? Like, how was, I mean, it looked great. Obviously, she said yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was all so we went to Florence and we had a reservation for 7. So we got to the restaurant early and her brother and his girlfriend were with us. And we were like oh we're they're running late. They're not going to be here on time. Let's take a walk to the park. So we walked up like this little mountainside and they were waiting for us and then when we got up there I dropped to the knee.
Whew.
Did it.
Were
Yeah.
you,
Oh,
were you nervous?
Not really. I knew she's been we've both been talking about it for a while, so
you still got to
um,
get a little nervous.
yeah, I mean, I think I was more nervous after the fact. I don't know. I had it
Like,
all
oh, I
planned out
just
in my
did
head,
that.
so I think it helped.
Like reality? Like, oh my gosh. That's cool. You know, Alex texted me when you were going separately, and he goes, "Do you think Bobby's going to propose on this trip?" And I go, "I don't know." And he goes, "Jen thinks he is." And so he just texts me again separately and goes, "Jen got it." And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Girls just know." So,
She said she knew once I was ironing my shirt before we left. She's like,
oh,
I
she
don't think you've.
did.
She's like, I don't think you've ever ironed your shirt in your life. So,
Well, that's great. Congratulations.
I
That's
got a sty from it. All the nerves. I
uh,
shouldn't have showed you guys that. That was gross, but
I, I hate styes. I used to get styes in high school.
I haven't got one in like years, and I think it was from the plane. I was sleeping on like the tray, and I think I got some dirt or something. I don't know.
All right. Well, Bobby Barr's engaged. That's so cool. Am I next? I guess I have to be, right? Ryan's never gonna.
You are on the clock.
I'm on the clock. Yeah,
Yeah, you're
literally,
on the clock.
I'm on the clock.
The third pick in the FAU friends group chat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he's
am
on the
on.
clock.
Literally, I'm on the clock. It's like
You're on
now
the clock.
you're on, man. That's funny. Um, all right. Congratulations. And yes, I do have a Giant Jet shirt. Look at that bad boy. My mom got it for me, so it's
Need
awesome.
some green on there.
I know. I don't know. I
I
mean,
like the color scheme. That's a good color scheme.
it's a giant color scheme.
I
Maybe
like it
I'll
though.
make like
It's
12
cool.
of them and hand them out in the ping pong tournament. It'd be ridiculous. Okay. Uh,
I might say fuck Palazzo from sponsoring me, and I'll just be sponsored by the Giant and the Jet again.
Sponsor yourself.
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. It's your company. Okay. Bobby, you're back. You want to get it going? I'm thinking we go. I think we just have to talk about the Mets because it's so funny.
Oh
Uh,
my God.
Dexter Lawrence trade, Nick, you'll go, and then we'll go pick by pick like we did last year. Then worst, best take, and last minute shout outs. Bob, you want to get it started?
Welcome back to the Giant and the Jet podcast. It is Sunday morning, pre-draft Sunday weekend before the draft coming up on Thursday. April 12th, we have a very special guest, Nick Leone on, our NFL draft expert. He's back with the
Wait,
fancy ring on. What
what
the
are you
hell is
wearing,
that?
Nick?
That's her championship ring. I got
In our fantasy football league?
Mandalorian.
There we go.
Oh, nice. Okay. He's showing off. I love it. Maybe
No,
that'll be one of ours next year, Mike.
Maybe.
Um,
Our
probably
fantasy
not.
baseball team is looking really good, Bob.
our what team?
Our fantasy baseball team is
I know.
nasty.
12-0 last week.
That was awesome. I know you were in Italy
Woo!
going like this every day. Um, but yeah, welcome back. Before we go deep dive in the NFL, Bob, since you've been in Italy, I think literally to the day, the Mets have not won a game. Maybe you're back and they'll switch. Maybe the Mets were like, we know Bobby's not watching, so we have nothing to play for. The Mets have lost 10 in a row. Give a quick Mets review.
Like you said, I watched like a few innings here and there. Like I'd wake up at like 6 a.m. and they'd be playing the Dodgers on the West Coast, so I was able to like catch a couple innings, which also was just miserable. Um, But yeah, so actually, as I was getting onto the plane, they won their last game that they won. I was walking onto the plane with it on my phone as they went on a walk-off hit. I'm like, all right, 7-4 going on the trip. If we salvage some wins there, it'll be fine. I'll come back. They'll be 500, something like that. They literally haven't won since I've been back. I watched the game yesterday, for the first like time watching the full game. Absolutely miserable. I don't know if the GM has it though. Like I get what he was doing with turning over some of the roster. Last year was just upsetting, brutal collapse. And then it seems like they just ran it back, or they didn't run it back. They did the exact opposite of running it back, and it was a catastrophe. We get a guy who can't play first base to play first base, and now he's hurt. He has two different injuries. Bo Bichette looks lost. He's not hitting for average power. Just can't hit. Our pitching, actually, I think outside of Senga and Peterson, it hasn't been bad, but we just can't score any runs when the guys besides them pitch. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. We fired our pitching coach, we fired our hitting coach, we fired our first base coach,
You have?
and we did in the offseason. And
Okay.
our pitching coach and first base coach went to the Braves, and they look like they're the Braves of old, which is even more upsetting. They have like no pitching, and they all look good. All their pitchers look good. But yeah, no power, no clutch, and a bunch of mercenaries. It's kind of a hard team to root for when they're not winning. So, and no Soto either right now. We don't even have our best player in the lineup, which sucks. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I think if they lose today, Mendoza's gonna get fired, which is crazy to say this early in the season, but you can't have a payroll that large and keep this guy around. He's making wrong move after wrong move. He pulls Peralta yesterday, first and second, with one out to get, and the guy lets up a 3-run home run. We lose 4-2. Like, I don't know. It's bad times. It's hard to even watch and justify it. I'm happy I have my Sabres right now. I'll say that. I'm going
Yeah.
to the game tonight. If it was just the Mets, I'd probably be pulling my hair out. So
Yeah, you do have the Sabres, and that's a blessing. I just think, like, as an outside person, I just don't really understand the moves of getting rid of Nemo and Pete Alonso. And I've been saying that for you for months. Like, they're locker room guys. I was Nemo, am I pronouncing that right?
Nimmo.
Nemo.
Was Nemo
Nemo.
drafted by the Mets?
Yeah.
You don't really let go of two guys who were drafted by the Mets. I just think that's kind of crazy. We'll talk about Dexter Lawrence in a second, but locker room guys matter. And you keep bringing in these guys who are from the outside. Like, what's the culture? Like, what's the locker room look like? Like,
Yeah.
like, they're not, like, say what you will about the Yankees. Like, we have our issues with the Yankees. They're friends. Like, it looks like they're all friends. Like, there's one collective leader. I think Stanton is a good relations. I think Bellinger's good
Yeah,
relations.
like we overpaid for Bellinger to keep the continuity.
Yeah, like it seems like that clubhouse really gets along. Truly. I mean, we'll give them credit. And I think they all do like Boone, even though whatever. Like the
I
Mets,
think there was problems with the locker room last year too, though, and that was partially why they got rid of like McNeil. McNeil and Lindor, I think, had a fight every season that they were teammates, which is fucking insane. But I think that was part of it. I don't want to get into politics, but I have a feeling that was part of it too, which is crazy to say that that would affect the baseball team. But I really do think it at least played at least a minor part because I think Nimmo is relatively far right, or not far right, but he's right, and I think Lindor, obviously, with his fucking wife being a member of Mom Donnie's staff that she might he probably leans left, so I feel like that might play a part in it as well, where they just don't see eye to eye on certain things, and
how would that
it,
affect? I mean, I have
it shouldn't affect it, but they're probably not friends like
coworkers.
the Yankees just because of stuff like that. Like
Yeah, but like
Especially they haven't known each other for as long as like let's say Pete and Nimmo might have, or McNeil and Nimmo or something like that.
I don't know. I wouldn't let that affect. Like,
I'm sure it didn't affect it that much, but I think that was part of the reason why they got rid of at least a couple of those guys. I think Alonso also just wanted to leave. I think he was disrespected when he wanted to go elsewhere the season before. No one wanted him. We gave him a 1 year deal, and then the second he got over 3 years, he's like, I'm leaving. So because
yeah,
we weren't gonna pay him five, even though we probably should have just to keep him around, even if the last 2 years are bad. Like
the reality is it's still April.
yeah.
What do you want to? What would you? You're the owner of the Mets. Like it's a very long season. What do you do?
Well, like I said, I think Mendoza is on the incredible hot seat. Like you can't. I know it's early, like you just said, but like you can't have this payroll and this roster of a bunch of guys that should be good and they all can't hit, they can't pitch, and you keep them around. Like you have to do something. I
Yeah,
don't you can't. I mean, I don't know what other moves you can make because we fired all those other coaches, like I said. So
that's crazy.
yeah.
Well, that
At
sucks.
least our farm system still looks good. It's not like we're completely dead in the water. We gave up our entire farm system. Although a bunch of the guys that we trade are all popping off for other teams. So, like, I think the guy we traded for Helsley or no, for Cedric Mullins has like a 0 ERA. The guys that we traded for Tyrone Taylor and someone else, I think Hauser, he has like a 1.2 ERA for the Brewers. Like, all these prospects that we trade are pitching well. So,
This is
it's kind of
old news.
frustrating, but
Old
that's
news.
not our issue.
Obviously, Pete Crow Armstrong as well. Like
That was a long time ago
I know.
now,
I'm
though.
just saying,
Like,
like if you
yeah.
just have the best center fielder in baseball right now.
Yeah. Luis Roberts pretty good though. That's not really our
Luis
issue.
Roberts on my fantasy team. He's doing really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I mean, that's the Mets.
Bad times, sad times. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
I haven't really been able to watch, so it's not like it's been hurting me as bad. I just wake up and check the score and I'm like, oh, they've scored 1 run again. They scored 0 runs again. Like that's
For a team with such a big payroll, the lineup is not overwhelming.
no, it's well, Beatty had like a pretty good season last year and he had his first walk of the season yesterday. He had
Yeah,
like
I
a
had him in my
OBP.
fantasy team too.
Yeah, drop him. I don't
I'm
know.
dropping him. He's killing me.
Like the payroll is what it is because there are three guys in the lineup making $150 million.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's in
Peralta's probably making like 32.
so you're
yeah,
talking about
He's been good though.
four guys making 180. What do we
yeah.
crazy? But the problem is when you pay the like no one has a problem with Otani's contract. Even if he was made even if well, Otani's a freak. Like no one's having a problem with Judge's contract, right? I
If
want to
anything, it's a deal.
the deal. They have to perform. Like I remember when I was a kid, everyone's like, no one ever complains about Kobe Bryant's contract, like in '09 and 10. Yeah, 'cause he's averaging 35 a game. Like, who cares? Like when you sign these players to 55, $60 million, you need to be batting 330 with 40 home runs.
They need to be able to play. Yeah, then all the guys that we paid, the two of the three guys that we paid aren't doing well, and one of the guys that we're paying is hurt. So
I think it's a problem in sports sometimes. It's across all of them, where if you pay a guy free agency top five in his position, and he's not actually top five in his position,
Yeah.
and then you have a problem. Like Dak should not be a top five paid quarterback.
No.
That's what's wrong with the contract. No one cares Josh Allen's getting paid 55.
Yeah. Yeah. I know.
That's
Nick, we'll move segue right into the next thing because this could be a very long podcast. Before we do our NFL draft special, Dexter Lawrence was traded last night. I'd argue the best New York Giant in the last 5 to 10 years. Our captain, our leader, our Nick. What are your thoughts on Dexter Lawrence being traded to the 10th pick for the Cincinnati Bengals?
was devastated. I honestly, this whole time, I kind of was ignoring it. I did not think we were going to trade Dexter Lawrence. I don't think you trade Hall of Fame players. I think he's a Hall of Fame defensive tackle. He is top five in his position. He's top three in his. He's probably the best nose tackle,
I think he's
right?
number
Like
one.
number one, right? Let him just. He had a down year last year. I think, you know, the past 5 years he has commanded the most double teams by a wide margin in the NFL. He generates the most pressures from the nose tackle position by a wide margin
It's an
in the
insane
NFL.
margin. An
It's an
insane
insane.
margin.
Like those more, they're insane. The two of the it's
It's Vita Vea.
and for,
Vita Vea is number two at like
yeah, and they're not
30.
close.
and
Yeah, it's
Dexter Lawrence is at 100. It's
yeah, it's not close. It's crazy margins with and for a team that wants to pressure the quarterback like we do with Burns and Carter, I feel and we already weak at the defensive tackle position. Like we needed to draft one anyway or sign one anyway. And now we're depleted in a draft that just does not have them, which makes you believe, which makes you to think the reports coming out of Dexter Lawrence was just done. This has been going on in the backgrounds for the past 2 years. When he signed it, within a month, he became the lower paid D tackle. Like the Redskins paid De'Aaron Payne another 10 million more than him, which is fine. He still played. Right now, he's no more guaranteed money on his contract. When anyone has no money, guaranteed money on the contract, they're gonna want to get paid. So we've known this was gonna happen since he did his hold in. He did a hold in last offseason, last training camp. He didn't practice. So we knew this was coming. And I think he just had bad, like it was done for him. He could not work with the Giants anymore. He could not work with Joe Shane anymore. I think he took a team friendly deal and he viewed the team as using the money poorly, right? Like we lost Leonard Williams, Julian Love, Xavier McKinney. We just let Bobby Okereke go, Saquon Barkley. Like he's watching all his friends and these great players leave, and he's like, "What are you doing with the money?
That's
And
a
you
good
still
question. What
can't
are
pay
the
me?
Giants doing with the money?
Yeah, like you still can't pay me." Like, and now we're here again in the offseason. I'm sure he was like, "All right, guys, like, what's am I getting 30 million guaranteed money?" And the Giants probably were like, "Well, maybe like 25." And he was like, "I'm done.
well, also Nick,
Trade me."
I mentioned this last week with Eric. Our number one wide receiver, our number one running back, our number one quarterback are all in rookie deals.
So
Who are you paying?
The Giants do not have any dead cap money, right? Like we don't do that at all. The Eagles, right? They're constantly refinancing their debt. They're constantly in dead money cap. The Chargers, not the Chargers, the what do you call it? The Saints. Like all these teams are constantly refinancing, restructuring contracts. We don't do that. So the Giants next year have 95 million in cap space, and the year after we have 200.
Look like a perfect time to re-sign your defensive lineman to the contract you
That's what we
wanted.
were all saying. It was like perfect. Like we were in perfect
Yeah.
cap health to just extend Dexter, extend Andrew Thomas, right? Restructure Brian Burns. We could have had an extra 30, 40 million in cap space this year, and we could have went really rebuilt our team. I maybe Harbaugh saying I don't want to do that year one.
Yeah.
I have to look at this team, who's good, who's bad, who's gonna actually fit into my culture. And I can't have my defensive captain having a contract dispute when I'm in my first offseason. I want everyone at OTAs. I want everyone in the program. I want everyone around these young people. And
What do you think
maybe he
Dexter
wasn't
Lawrence, what do you think Dexter Lawrence was worth? What would you have been happy with if the Bengals were like, here is this?
two firsts
Yeah.
and maybe even a player or a second rounder. If he didn't have a bad year, if we were doing this last offseason, we would have got two firsts and a second. So it's hard for me not to be bitter. I'm trying to be forward looking right now at the Giants, and like I understand Harbaugh being like I have to make this. Like we got a top 10 pick out of it. We salvaged the situation, but it's not a win for me. It's a salvage. I don't think we get better.
Not immediately, unless this 10th pick is a Hall of Famer.
It's
Yeah,
going to be his
I mean
lucky
maybe we
season,
can use the
probably.
money we save for paying him. It's like 27 million we're gonna get now. So after the draft, we can sign uh DJ Reader and Shelby, like two D tackles, bring them in. Maybe we sign a guard because you can. People will do like the second wave of free agency comes after the draft because that's when it doesn't affect the comp pick formula. So if you're going to sign any veterans, you kind of wait. You see who you can get in the draft, who you don't get, and then you go fill out the rest of your team. So we'll fill out our team a little. Maybe we get, yeah, we'll sign a couple D tackles and a guard.
Yeah.
But
I mean, also, can I just say on the flip side that if I'm a Bengals fan, I'm really upset because I'm a Bengals fan. We do
Makes no sense
not
what they're doing.
have any money for Trey Henderson. None. Zero. 31 years old. So we let him go to our rivals, the Ravens. He's going to kill us the next 3 years. But we do have money for Dexter Lawrence, who's another defensive lineman, and we're going to trade our 10th overall pick. So you just swapped defensive ends and lost a pick instead of just, why wouldn't you just sign Trey Henderson and then have the 10th pick?
I don't understand. But
Keep your guy, keep your
I will
guy, and
say,
then go get the
Dexter,
10th pick.
Dexter Lawrence in that conference is a problem. The Ravens just lost their starting All-Pro center, and they don't have good guards.
Steelers
The
don't have a center at
Steelers,
all.
the Steelers don't have a center, and they need offensive guards. What's the other team?
Browns.
And the Browns, they don't have a center or interior offensive line as well. Like Dexter Lawrence is going to feast in that division.
Isn't it
And
interesting?
I think he's going to be highly motivated. I'm curious, have the Bengals paid him yet?
I was thinking that too. I
What
was just gonna
position?
ask that.
What if they don't pay him? What if they're like, yeah, what if they were like, what a great contract. Welcome to Cincinnati.
Yeah, we're not paying you. You have to be here
We're not paying you. They would do that. That's a Bengal move.
because usually you make the trade. It's a trade and sign.
Yeah.
And you would hear the contract, and he is signing a
Ridiculous.
4-year,
Yeah,
$135 million deal that resets the defensive tackle market. That's usually how those announcements go. There's been no trade. There's been no
nothing.
contract.
There's no talk. So if that happens, the Giants might have won this trade because that's
the craziest. I think they might.
What if the Bengals get him? They go, okay, so like, welcome. How much?
Welcome.
He's like, well, what I wanted was $65 million a year, and they're like, oh my
no.
god,
No. We traded for you because your contract was so good.
Thursday they trade him for like the 25th pick.
Yeah. Oh goodness gracious.
It's sad though. I mean, I guess I know there's really no win. I mean, if we have to hit the picks this year though, this can't be like what was it, 2022 with
Neil.
Neil and Thibodeau. Like you can't fuck this up. This has to be it.
You have to
This
get at
has to be
least.
it.
You don't have to get Hall of Famers. You have to get two guys who are going to make a couple Pro Bowls. Like they have.
These two guys have to be re-signed, right? They have to be. They're not. These guys are getting retained by the Giants in 5 years with big contracts.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go straight into the NFL draft special. I kind of made it so you guys had your teams. So if you're looking at the order kind of getting fucked up, that's just because
Did you change where my picks were?
I didn't change anything, I don't think.
Okay, I
Do you want
prefer
me to
last
give
night.
like
I didn't look at it again. So
You want me to do like a brief?
Bob, was I gave Nick the 10th pick instead of me. So
okay,
Do you want me to do like a brief overview of the draft before we go into the picks?
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, just like just the viewers, so we know.
I said go, not no.
Oh, okay. Just so we know, I will say this is a weaker draft class. Like last year, people said it's a weak class. I argued against it. I thought it was a pretty strong class, and it was. A lot of good players came out of it. I think this is the weaker class. This is it before next year. Just broadly, like this year, there are 7 players graded in the 90s or higher. Last year, there were 21. And in 2024, there were 24 players ranked 90 or higher. So this is a dramatic different first round to where there's really not a lot of high grade blue chip players, but there's a lot of guys ranked like 87, 88 graded. A lot, like maybe 10, 15 guys, where usually there's like 3 to 4. So like, I think this is a bad draft to be drafting in the teens. Like pick 16 and pick 26, you're getting the same player. Same graded player.
So if you have 10, let's say, you're gonna want to try and trade out and go to next season, or if you're 10, you're gonna want to trade up and probably
Get a third.
So you're gonna have a lot of people trying to jump in to like pick 7, pick 6, maybe even pick 3. Like I think the Cardinals are live to trade. I think the Browns are live to trade.
The Jets traded out and got another pick next year, but they're not gonna do it.
The Jets are unique. I feel like it comes down to who's really in charge there. Is it Aaron Glenn or is it the GM?
Bougie? Yeah.
Yeah, the GM's drafting Arvell Reese. The head coach is drafting David Bailey, right?
I want Bailey, but
I also think
I actually think it. I don't know if it's like that though, Nick, because I feel like Arvell Reese is kind of like he needs to be molded a little bit, and I feel like that's what Aaron Glenn wants. He wants someone he could mold to kind of fit his scheme and hit the quarterback and be able to play off ball too and all that stuff.
But
Like,
Arvell Reese might have 3 sacks this year,
yeah,
where David Bailey is gonna get
he's
you
gonna have 10.
8 sacks.
Yeah,
He's gonna get 8 to 12 sacks. He's gonna be very good
yeah,
day one. He's gonna help you win games. With Arvell Reese, you might have to, mold him into a DN. You might have to give him, you're taking him out some reps. You're giving him better reps. Like you're gonna have to see where does he rush his best? Does he want to go, wide five technique? Is he inside? Does he, can he cover? Do we want him in coverage? Like David Bailey, there's no questions. You're putting him on the edge and he's running.
yeah.
do you think the
So
Jets know?
that's
You think that I think at the end of the day, like Bob, you might disagree with me. Like, I think the Jets know that they're firing this coach at the end of the year, and they're going to go into 2027 with a new quarterback and a new offensive head coach.
and they have 2 first-round picks next year.
They
That's what I'm
should.
saying.
We
Like
have
they're
four of the
loaded. They
top.
can get
Good.
they're loaded with picks. They should be built this by the end of next year. They should have a roster. They should.
Yeah.
They
As
should.
long as they don't whiff on all the picks, which is
It's
never out of the
possible.
question.
Never out of the question. It's not out of the question.
They
Real
also have the
quick,
room to be patient, though, which I think we'll get into our picks, but I think they
yeah,
have room to be patient, which is why they probably are going to go Reese over Bailey. They have a year
yeah.
where they could
We
develop him.
I don't know if you guys watched the combine, but like Reese looked like a cyborg, like a different. He looked different on the field. I go, whoa, who's that guy?
Yeah.
Like that's Arvell Reese. The strength in this class is in the edge, rusher, and receivers. Very
Yep.
deep receiver class. You're probably going to see about 6 to 7 DNs go. If you're including Reese as a DN, I include him as a DN,
Mhm.
and probably 6 receivers. Definitely, there's
That's
definitely
a
like
first round.
yeah,
That's a lot.
it's a lot. It's gonna be about 6 receivers. You got Makai Lemon, Tyson, Tate. Those three probably go in the top 13 picks, and then
Concepcion.
Denzel Boston, Amari Cooper, and KJ Concepcion. They will also go. They'll be in the back end of the first round, but it's a very deep, and even in the second, very deep receiver class, very deep DN class. You got about, yeah, I would say there might be 7. D tackles, there might not be one taken in the first round. I would say there's about 5 that will be drafted in the top of the second round.
Okay.
So picks 32 to 40 is going to be the D tackle range. Maybe a sneak into the early first. Tackles, it's not a great tackle class. A lot of tweeners, like even Francis Mauigoa, Spencer Fanu, they could go inside, right? So it's weird when the top tackles can go inside. Monroe Freeling from Georgia is the like prototypical left tackle, but he only played I think 1 season. So it's like, do you want to take someone like that? And he has like bad plays on tape and some really good plays on tape. Um, Guards, there's one guard from Penn State, Ione. He's People say he's on par with Quentin Nelson on like talent wise in the guard, like bulletproof Pro Bowl player when drafted.
To me, that's worth a
So
first round draft pick.
Yeah.
I think he's going to the Ravens.
Well,
If I
hold,
would make yeah,
hold.
that would be my guess. That would be my guess. I think you see about probably 5 tackles taken. Just even if it's not a great tackle draft, they always go. O lineman will always go. Cornerback wise, very weak class. Besides, there's Mansoor Delane, the guy from Tennessee who was hurt, and the other guy from and so there's maybe like 2 to 3 corners in the first round. So and I'm guessing they go early. Like Mansoor Delane's probably gonna go early because there's like a block between the Cowboys, the Dolphins, the Chiefs, and the Bengals. They all need no one of the Bengals. They all need secondary. We do too. Um, the running back, Jeremiah Love, I think he's good, but I don't think he's not Bijan. Like Bijan was graded 96 coming out of college. This guy's, Love is a 91. Bijan's Saquon, like Bijan was a 5-star coming out of high school, #1 running back, #1 player in college. Jeremiah Love is closer to he's basically his Jahmyr Gibbs, but 10 pounds heavier.
Sounds pretty good to me.
It's pretty good. No, I mean he's really good. I think he's awesome. I just don't think he's top 5 pick, but he probably will go to Tennessee.
Well,
Probably.
okay. If we're gonna stop,
Yeah,
I
let's
just
get
don't
the
think
draft
drafting a running
started.
back like I
let's
just
get
don't
the.
think
I
drafting a
love
running
your
back.
preview. Let's get the draft started because at this
I
point,
just don't think drafting running back is a good
okay. Well, then
Not,
we'll
but
do the draft and we'll talk about it as we
because I
go.
have it because they got an argument about it. People kept talking about the Lions and how that worked out for them. It did not work out for them.
for one season, two
Well,
No,
seasons.
because if you think you know who they passed up with those picks with Gibbs and Lambert, and not Lambert, whatever that linebacker was, we were like, oh, it's really worked out. Well, they passed up on the number one ranked corner and receiver. Who were they? Who did they pass up on? It was Christian Gonzalez and JSN. I saw the Super Bowl this year. I saw those guys playing.
well, I would make a huge argument that if the Lions just gave the ball to Gibbs 30 times a game, that they would have actually made two Super Bowls.
Can you
But
imagine the Lions if they just drafted, I don't know, Charbonnet in the second round, and instead of their running back, and instead of Gibbs in the running
heading
back, they
way
had
off
Christian
topic,
Gonzalez and JSN?
way off topic.
And that's not
Sharp
hypothetical.
sucks
That's
though
All right,
who
too.
they should have drafted.
we're gonna start the NFL draft. Do, 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 do,
Oh,
do.
hold on. I was gonna play it. I was gonna play it. Oh, there's a commercial. Hold on.
That's
How's
okay.
there a commercial on a 2 second video?
That's
We can edit it.
crazy.
We'll edit it.
Oh, here we go. Mike, you have the Raiders, right?
I do.
You run up to the podium.
Are we starting it?
That was the draft noise. You run up to the podium. Oh, fine. You want me to be Roger Goodell?
No, I didn't hear the noise.
Oh, you didn't hear? Oh, okay. Never
No, we
mind.
didn't hear it. No.
I
Must
didn't
not
hear
have
it.
worked. Okay.
Uh,
I probably have noise canceling. All right. Roger Goodell. This is Roger Goodell.
yeah. Boo! Boo! I hate you. With
Where's the
my
draft in Cleveland? Where is it?
draft,
Pittsburgh?
NFL draft
Pittsburgh.
location.
Hey,
Pittsburgh. 'Cause
Steelers
they
fans.
had to shut down the
Or
schools.
Hi,
Pittsburgh.
Yinzers. This is Roger Goodell.
Oh, I
I'm
hate
looking
you.
for. All right.
With the number one overall pick, I gave myself the one because I thought it was the least to talk about. It is Mendoza, quarterback out of Indiana. It's their future. If it hits, they got a quarterback. If it doesn't, they're set back another 5 years. I think at most this guy's Brock Purdy, but I also think Brock Purdy is a pretty decent quarterback. But that's my take on Mendoza, and that's where the Raiders are going to go. They're not going to trade. I don't think they would trade for anything except for maybe like 4 first-round picks. But even that, I don't think they're going to. They like this guy. So Fernando Mendoza, quarterback, number one.
The Jets call him up and say, hey, we're going to give you 2, 16, 33, and 44 for number one. They hang up the phone. Probably, right?
Well, you need that quarterback.
Yeah.
You need the quarterback. It's all meaningless if you don't have a quarterback, which is insane. All right, with the number two overall pick, the New York Jets.
The New York Jets. The New York Jets select Arvell Reese, edge out of Ohio State. We briefly touched on this before. Highest upside out of all of the defensive edges in this class. He could play off ball, even middle linebacker. I think if I had this pick, I probably would take Bailey just for his true edge potential. But the Jets are gonna fall in love with Reese's upside, and Glenn's gonna want to shape this guy. We'll see how it goes. I always say that whatever move you make, the Jets make, it's the wrong move. I hope this one isn't. This is an important pick for us. We need someone that can hit the quarterback. We were terrible in pressure last year. No interceptions, obviously, and that plays a part in not being able to hit the quarterback. Arvell Reese is our pick.
Okay. Nick, Arizona Cardinals.
I have a feeling this pick gets traded on draft night. I
Okay.
just think the Cardinals really want an O lineman, and I don't think drafting an O lineman at pick 3 here in this draft makes sense. But if they do stay in pick, I don't think they pass on Bailey. I'm gonna give them the highest graded edge. You can't. It's almost like with the Giants last year, where it's like you guys got to take the highest graded edge. It's too valuable a position in the NFL. Put him next to Josh Sweat and Walter Nolan inside, and the Cardinals have a sneaky good, like competitive football team.
They have one of the best offenses.
Sneaky McBride, Marvin
Wilson.
Harrison, Michael Wilson. They're line. They Paris Johnson. They signed Isaac Samalu, who's a good offensive guard. They put Bailey next to Sweat. I don't know. It's a good team. It's not that bad. Not
Okay,
that bad.
so I feel like we're in a trap because who should the Titans actually draft or who do the Titans going to draft?
That's the game, right?
Know what I mean? Like who are
Yeah,
the
that's the game.
Titans? Who they should draft is an offensive lineman for their quarterback
Yes.
because he's running around like a lunatic last year. Okay.
Or someone on defense. They have no
With no defense. They're not doing it. Okay. The Tennessee Titans are a run first franchise. They've had who's that running back in the early 2000s? They
Eddie
had
George.
Eddie George back when they were the Oilers. They had the Hall of Famer running back. They had
CJ2K.
they teach 2K. They had Derrick Henry, but they also had Campbell, I think, in the Oilers days. They have running backs. They've never won, but that's what they do. And
They
they're
have to help out the quarterback.
huh?
They have to help out the quarterback. Give him a playmaker.
Jeremiyah Love, who's gonna be run into the ground the next 3 years. So he'll be a good fantasy option. But they're gonna get their running back. They're gonna get Jeremiah Love. Makes no sense, but
You
okay.
don't think this is a solid pick where he goes defense?
They should, but they won't.
I
I
have a
don't think
feeling
so,
Sal's
Bobby. They
gonna call
signed.
in, call in and wants. I mean, he's not a really a linebacker guy, but I just feel like he's gonna go defense. He's gonna push the front office to go defense. But
I heard a nugget and I kind of convinced me they won't because like Salah got fired for his offense in New York,
yeah, that's true.
right? So he
Yeah,
might and his free agency kind of focused on defense. Like
And if you look at the
he added a corner, a linebacker, a D end. Like I think
if you
he
look
didn't
at the
really add anything on offense. He added Wandale Robinson. So I think you throw in Jeremiah Love now, and they can say he's going to split out wide, and he's a weapon. We can use him in the slot. They always say that. You never see him in the slot.
Also, I think that 49ers defense was massacred last year with injuries, and they still were solid. And I think the new offensive coordinator, the Giants head coach, he likes having a running back in his offense. Like I think he would have preferred Saquon Barkley to stay. So I think they're just going to go with that. They say he's the most talented player in the draft, even though he's not. Uh,
He's really
wait,
good.
Gable's the Tennessee OC. Is that what?
Yeah,
Shit, I
that's why
missed
all
it.
the Giants players are going there.
well, the
I was
Giants,
wondering where he went.
yeah. All
That's
right,
crazy that they wanted to stick with him. He didn't seem like the best. Anyway,
Nick, the New York Giants are on the clock.
I'm taking if this is me, I'm drafting. I'm taking Sonny Styles.
Okay.
I think I think he's probably the best player, second best player in this draft. I think he's an unbelievable Mike linebacker. We've missed this on the Giants since we've Antonio Pierce was the last
I
honestly, we just have not had it. I think losing Dexter Lawrence is reinforced now that we need to be on the defensive side of the ball. We need to do something about our run defense. We're the worst in the NFL at stopping the run. You add Sonny Styles in with Tremaine Edmonds, and you have a legit linebacking core. And I was gonna say with the D line with Dexter Lawrence, but we don't have that.
yeah.
But I think this pick comes down to do you want Sonny Styles or Caleb Downs? I think they're both really, really good players. I think they're both really, really smart players, mature players. They're not going to cause any off-field distractions. I just think Sonny Styles athletically can match up in the NFL more than Downs.
Okay. All right.
That'd be my pick.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a middle linebacker. We haven't had a middle linebacker in 15 years, so I really wouldn't mind one.
I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up going O-line there as well. So it's just, I think we go Sonny Styles. Give me a fucking linebacker.
All right. On the clock, Bobby
I
Bard.
think linebackers going that high are rare. Middle linebackers in the top five.
Yeah.
Um,
You're a
but
draft.
I
It's
mean,
that
he's
draft
he's a
though. There's
different
only
breed.
seven
Like,
guys. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, there's only seven guys ranked like
yeah,
actually graded high enough to be drafted at that spot. So you just kind of have to pick. What do you want there? This isn't. Most years it's like you can't justify it because there's a better corner or there's a better. There's really not. There's no Joe Alt in this draft where you're like, I got to get that guy. You know,
would shock you if they went wide receiver. Do you think it's all defense no matter what? If they go Tate
I was
instead?
thinking about it, but now that we have pick 10, I think pick 10 goes to the receiver.
Yeah,
I think we were like,
I like
I
that.
think, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Uh, all
Brown.
right, Cleveland Browns. Oh boy. I this is an easy offensive spot for me. I think they go best player available on offense. Jerry Judy was like their only, I think, weapon. Their running backs are okay. Their defense seems like they hold the other team to like 16 points every game, and they just can't score. So this feels like an easy defensive layup. I'm gonna take Carnell Tate. He's staying in Ohio. Wide receiver.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. They have really no offensive weapons. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's like the easy one. Like they just got to. I think they have to take the receiver.
Yeah. And they probably go offensive line later. I had in my notes for this as well. They have another first round pick. No, they don't.
no.
The Browns?
No, they don't. For some reason I wrote that they're gonna take offensive line later. That's probably in the second round. They'll do that.
Oh, no, I think they do have another first, right?
Let me
Not
see.
this. Yeah, they do. Pick 24. Yeah, they do.
Okay. Yeah, they do.
From the Jags.
Because of
I
the
would think this is also a possible trade. You know, someone might want to come up because
they want that
they might
receiver.
want to take that cornerback or the end, like Ruben Bain might be falling, and they like someone might want to take one of those players, and the Browns will just can move back to 12 and take a receiver. So that's a possible trade spot.
Okay. Am I up with the Washington Commanders? So this is I feel like I don't want to repeat, but like what the Commanders actually need is defense. There was a game last year, they were playing the Falcons, and it looked like they had cement in their shoes. Like they are the slowest defensive team I think I've ever seen. They can't stop anyone. Uh,
Oldest team in the NFL.
yeah, I mean, they looked horrible.
They are.
Uh, I mean, honestly, what should they do, right? And you know what? I'm gonna do what they should do. It's probably ruined the draft, but I'm gonna go with some. I mean, they should. They're gonna get the cornerback from LSU, uh,
Whoa.
Lane. Um,
That is a fucking wrench in the draft, Mike.
Yeah, because I know the Chiefs want him, but they should go get the best cornerback in football, especially because of who's in their division, right? I mean, the wide receivers in the NFC East they're unbelievable. I know AJ Brown, who knows, but AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, pure speed. CD Lamb and Pickens, probably the best wide receiver duo in football. Malik Neighbors is coming back. They need to guard people. So LSU.
You don't think Marshawn Lattimore at age 31 can lock up CD Lamb?
So I think LSU just produces corners. They're a corner school. Um, I would go get the best corner. I'm sorry. That's just what you should be doing. You should do that.
Yeah, I was thinking that or Ruben Bain for them. Maybe they take the D lineman,
Yeah. So sorry,
but
everyone.
he's a T-Rex arm, so I wonder how far he falls.
Yeah. All right. New Orleans Saints. Nick, you are on the clock.
The Saints are. This is a fun spot because Are they gonna go receiver here, right? Or are they gonna be immature and bet and draft a receiver?
That's what I'm saying.
Or I don't think they do.
They always need help on their offensive line too.
From the
Every year.
reports, yeah, they need not from what they hit on their draft pick last year, Kevin Banks. I think they signed an O lineman. I think I think they're gonna. People kept saying the Bengals did not like the way the draft board was working out, which makes me tend to believe there was going to be heavily defensive, like that. These teams are going to be mature. That's what Jeremiah. That's what what's the guy? Daniel Jeremiah is like. Yeah, the Bengals are fucked,
Yeah.
and so that's what I heard. So then that makes me think the Saints are not going to draft a receiver. They're going to wait, maybe possibly trade back into this first round and get one, and they're going to take Ruben Bain at pick 8.
Okay. Ruben Bain. I'm trying to find him.
I was hoping he was gonna slide one more. He feels like the ultimate Chiefs pick. He just had all those
Right?
allegations against him with the
All of allegations. He's sitting right, and him and Chris Jones would be crazy.
yeah.
The funny thing with Ruben Bain, like sometimes I go back and I'll look at these players' high school scouting reports
Yeah.
because it gives you like a full picture. Like Ruben Bain, the guy was like, yeah, I mean he has small arms and you can try to knock him for it, but he's gonna get to the quarterback. That's
I
what
think
he's
his
good
high
at.
school. I think his high school stats. I think he had 30 sacks in a season.
Yeah, and the guy's like, yeah, he wasn't getting recruited
That's
heavily
10 games. 10
because
games.
he had shorter arms, and he's like, you can knock him. He's just really good at getting to the quarterback. So I'm excited to see him in the NFL because I think he was the best D lineman in college last year
by far.
Yeah.
by far. So like I'm just curious.
Yeah. Bobby Barr, the Kansas City Chiefs are on the
Chiefs
clock.
picking 9. It doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Um, this one's hard. I feel like they're gonna be a team that just goes BPA. So whoever like is on the top of their board, they're gonna take. Uh, with that said, I think the only spot that they stay away from is cornerback, especially with that guy from LSU already going off the board. He'd probably be their pick there. But at the same time, they just trade away McDuffie. I feel like fan bases get upset when you trade away a proven player for a pick and then you just replace him with that same pick. And that's also my point about the Jets coming up. So with that said, I'm gonna take Caleb Downs, safety from Ohio State. I think
Damn.
he's the best player available. The Chiefs feel like they're in the position where they could do that. So
I know this is make believe, but I was really hoping he'd get to the Giants and then we would draft him. Oh, we're so close to Caleb Downs.
I think
Uh,
this is real. I think this is kind of how the draft might go,
yeah.
where we get
It
this close
would,
to Caleb Downs and like getting Styles and Downs, just getting the Ohio State defense from last year.
I think honestly, if you were one pick away, you make a trade and you would get Caleb Downs. Give
I
up.
don't think the Chiefs are in such desperate need to have secondary help. They lost both their corners this year, and I think their safety. Like they might trade up for Mansoor Delane.
Yeah.
I don't know if like
Yeah, I don't
they
know. I
need
mean, that pick to me, like if that corner is there for Washington, like you have to take him. But yeah, the Chiefs could trade up. Maybe that's one of those teams like trade up to 5 just to get your corner. So a
yeah,
needed
just to make
position,
sure.
like a needed position.
Like we need this corner, and we don't want to have to take because the second corner didn't play of all last year, was injured, and he
Yeah.
has not worked out yet. So people are like, "What are we going to do with this guy, McCoy?"
Um, Nick, with the 10th pick, still a top 10 pick in the NFL draft. The New York Giants are on the clock. Traded.
This works out for the Giants. I This works out for the Giants. I think we can go two ways. We get Francis Mauigoa, the top-ranked offensive lineman that can slide into the guard position this year next to Luminor. Would probably give us like if it hit a legitimately good offensive line.
Yeah.
But I think we would end up taking Jordyn Tyson, receiver, Arizona State. I think there's fear that like I would rather the alignment, but I think we're gonna take the receiver because Malik Neighbors might not be ready for week one. He tore his ACL and MCL, right? So that's it's and he wasn't like he did it like what week 5. So he might not be ready to start the training camp. And do we really want an offense that number one receiver is Darius Slayton? I don't even know who would be a number two. I don't know. So we get Jordyn Tyson, and then when Neighbors is healthy, you could have a very, very scary offensive Neighbors, Tyson, Isaiah Likely, Scadaboo, Tracy.
Yeah.
sounds good.
Personally, I would take the lineman. I always take lineman. Um,
It
I
feels like
agree.
a layup for wide receiver, though. I was thinking
such
that
a
too.
if it's
Yeah.
if it's such a deep wide receiver draft, you can get a receiver in the second round, trade back up. I would get that lineman, but I get
I
it.
think now because we have this need at D tackle that we can't waste it. And I think maybe that was the thought of we get the receiver like Chris Bell in the second. But now that we are pretty much penciled in at pick, I think we were at pick 35. We're getting one of these D tackles that fall. But that's so it kind of we have almost like forced us into this receiver pick.
Yeah. One second.
Now the draft gets fun because now it's like I don't know.
Uh, where is he? Where I'm trying to find him on this website I have. Basically, so Miami Dolphins are on the clock. This is the worst roster in football.
It's the worst roster.
So bad.
I just did a franchise mode in Madden,
Well,
and I
Yeah.
did the Dolphins. I mean, it's
The
horrible.
worst roster in football. So,
Holy shit!
I mean, at this
by the
point,
way, what's going on with Tyreek Hill? I don't. Is he
He
still
gets
on the team?
released. I
Oh,
think
he
he
got
gets
released.
released June 1st. It's like the AJ Brown thing.
Okay, I got him. So, in saying that, I think here you go. All right, I got him. I think you have to just go with the future. Like you have to go with a cornerstone. When you're this bad as a overall roster, just get the offensive lineman. Once again, I'm using my big boy brain. So we'll see what these teams do. Like maybe they just get a receiver. Oh, well, we lost Waddle and we lost Tyreek Hill. So we need a receiver. Well, you don't have an offensive line or a quarterback. So what they should do is they should draft Francis. I can't pronounce that last name.
Mauigoa,
Mauigoa, is that what it is?
Mauigoa,
Probably Bob.
Mauigoa.
I'm going to draft that offensive lineman, and next year, when you get a quarterback or you get a receiver, you're going to have protection. You need a left tackle. This guy was the best left tackle in football last year. You always have to remember, Miami went to the national championship. How did they do that with Carson Beck as their fucking quarterback? They did it because they had the best D lineman and the best offensive tackle in all of college football last year. That was the key. That was monsters. So uh they're going to go offensive line, or at least they should be. Bobby
I
Barr,
agree.
the
I agree.
Dallas Cowboys are up.
How about them Cowboys?
Hmm.
Um, Jerry, I feel like the Cowboys are kind of set on their offense. I really don't. Maybe they'll go offensive line, but they're not going to draft a weapon. They're not. They have their quarterback set.
If they draft offense, they should be arrested.
Yeah, and Jerry just traded for Quinn Williams. I think he knows that the defense has been their problem. I'm gonna have them take. Uh, I mean, I would say that they would trade up, but that's gonna require a first next year. I don't think they're gonna do that. Actually, they don't have a first next year. They
I
really
hear a
can't
lot
trade
of
up.
reports that they want to trade up. They're
But
a team that want to trade up. I hear
I
they
don't know
want.
what assets they have to trade up because we have their second round pick this year
They
and
have
their
two
first
firsts
round
this
pick
year.
next year. What's up?
They have two firsts this year.
Okay, okay.
So
So that
if they are in love with Sonny Styles and they think he can change their defense, they package 12 and 20 and move up to 3 is what, or they're the ones moving up to 6 and
I
get
don't know if
Mansoor
you get to.
Delane at you know.
You think you get to three with 12 and 20? I don't think that works. You got to go. It's probably like nine or higher, or maybe even eight and higher. With that said, we're not doing trades. I think they're taking defense. I have them taking Jermod McCoy, cornerback from Tennessee. Um,
Yep.
Defense has been porous the whole, probably what the past 3 years straight, it seems like. Besides that one year when they had like the crazy pick luck. I have them taking that cornerback from Tennessee.
Yeah, I
But
don't see them. I think they're gonna go defense, defense, defense in this draft, like with their first 3 picks.
yeah.
And it's historically bad defense on every level. They need DNs, they need a linebacker, they need a corner, they need a safe. Like they're gonna keep drafting defense. McCoy could be McCoy if he was training and healthy, gets picked at pick 5. So they might get lucky.
What's
Uh,
going on with Diggs?
With who?
Was it Trayvon Diggs?
Travion Diggs. Is he still on the team?
He might have gotten cut. I don't know. He doesn't. He's not good anyway. It doesn't matter. They're taking a cornerback.
They're taking a corner. I think then they come back and maybe they get CJ Allen or so. I don't know. But
all right. What do the Rams do? Very interesting pick because this is technically the
is this
Falcons.
my pick or yours?
This is mine. Um, Wait, my computer's freezing. Can you guys see me?
Yep.
Uh, okay. It's mine because then Nick, you have Baltimore and the Buccaneers. One time.
Okay. I think this is one of the easier ones anyway.
Well, I don't want to freak you out. I'm gonna let time out. I'm gonna let Nico stop barking. A car parked somewhere in the neighborhood.
We
The
can't hear
Rams are the
any of
best
that.
team in the NFL, by the way.
They are the best team. So
They're
that's
the
freaky.
best team in the NFL right now.
Dumb dog. Um,
This is it. This is their year. They're all in. They're not even
you know what,
contemplating
Nick?
next year.
I'm gonna mute myself. You do the Rams. Go.
They are taking a receiver. They are going to take. It worked out perfectly. They get Makai Lemon. Um, he fits into their team really, really well. He's tough. He can block. He can put him in the slot. He'll eventually take over for Devontae after this year. I think they're just all in, and they're going to make this team as best as they can. Makai Lemon's the best available on the board. They might think O lineman. That would be planning for the future, and I think they say we're gonna win this year, and no
Nick,
one's gonna
what
stop
I
us.
wanted, the dog stopped barking. What I wanted to do was that guard from Penn State. That's what I wanted to do. But then I thought I'd fuck your whole draft up.
I actually think the pick would be swapped because then the Ravens get Makai Lemon.
Okay, well, Nick, you have the next. I don't know why. Oh, I did this because I wanted Bobby to have the Jets. Nick, you actually have the next two picks. So you have the Ravens and the Buccaneers.
The
Uh,
Rams aren't going to trade their pick for a proven veteran. That's
hey,
They did. They already traded their back end first.
yeah, they already did. They
they got
got
to do this one too, right? They just keep loading up on
They got
players that
lucky
are.
with this one in the freaking Falcons. It actually worked out for them. They got James Pierce. They got this awesome D end. The trade worked. There's not another James Pierce at this pick. Like it worked.
yeah,
And then he gets arrested. Like what
no,
are the odds? Like some of the Falcons can't win.
no. Nick, the
Uh,
Ravens.
I would say they get the guard Ione. The way the draft just falls, I think he's an awesome guard. The Ravens really need help inside in the interior offensive line, especially now with Dexter Lawrence in that division. They get that. They get that guard.
And we're going right into it. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Buccaneers. Let me tell you, they're running into some issues on this roster.
Okay.
They have holes. They have holes kind of across the board on defense on every level. I also think they have problems. They probably could use an O lineman on the inside. I think they would contemplate here Spencer Fano. Um, I think they would really contemplate Spencer Fano, but their defense is bad, bad, bad. I think they would go get the best edge rusher available, and that is Akeem Messidor.
Okay.
This feels like a spot that the Steelers are going to try and trade into to take a wide receiver from the Jets because the Jets are definitely going wide receiver with their next pick.
Yeah, this would be. I'm thinking this is a trade because the Bucks just want defense, and they could go back because Messidor and like Kedrick Falk or Zion Young, like they're all very like closely ranked. I think the Bucks are still in a win now mode. That's why I would go with Messidor because he's 25. He's like one of the older players in the draft, which means he was gonna start like he'll come in day one and he's gonna be a producer.
Yeah.
Where like Kedrick Falk's like from Auburn's like 21 years old, big developmental project. I don't see the Bucks taking him. I think the Bucks win now. They just take the highest available defensive player.
Yeah. They also the Buccaneers are a really, really good team when Baker Mayfield's not hurt. So, but then again, I don't think an offensive line helps that because he gets himself hurt. Like
Yeah, I don't.
He
love
runs.
Baker, but he's trying to run people over in the National Football League and can't do it. Can't do it. The only person who seems to be getting away with that consistently is Josh Allen. But Josh Allen's like 6'5",
Yeah,
207.
he's built. He's bigger than the linebackers.
Yeah. So that's the only difference. Um, all right. The New York Jets. Kind of
New York
cool.
Football
I mean,
Jets.
hopefully one day we're in a position where we do this where we're like the 32nd pick. But the New York Jets and the New York Giants both have two first-round draft picks in the top 16. Bobby, the New York Jets with the number 16 pick is choosing.
We are going to draft a wide receiver. I think that's probably the next biggest glaring hole on our roster outside of edge. Garrett Wilson, solid, maybe top 15 wide receiver in the league. Behind
I think
that,
he's top 10 when healthy.
Yeah, with a
with a quarterback too, which
Yeah,
he's never had in his career.
never
Um,
had.
Adonai Mitchell is a fine wide receiver three. He's not going to be a number two. And I saw some people projecting that we're going to draft a cornerback here. I think if they draft a cornerback here, the Jets fans are going to fucking riot because this is the pick that we got from Sauce. So I can't see that happening. This feels like a wide receiver pick all the way. And with that said, I'm gonna go with Concepcion, wide receiver
Oh,
from Texas A&M. It was between him and Denzel Boston. I think this guy Concepcion is he had a really good combine from what I heard, And I think he's gonna rise up the draft board. I have the Jets taking him at 16.
I like him a lot. I like KC. He's very good. He's slippery, can run all the routes, good receiver.
Yeah. I think the biggest problem they had was concentration drops, was what I was reading. We'll get over that. That's fine. If he could get open, that's the main issue with the wide receiver, I think.
I'm
Um,
yeah, all right.
no, I think I'm up. What is it? It is the Lions.
True.
I'm up. The Lions offense, I think, is still explosive. I really don't think they have a lot of problems. You could argue offensive line, but the reality with the Lions is you can't allow 30 points a game. Um, I'm going to get the highest rated corner, play it safe. I'm going to go Chris Johnson, corner from San Diego State. Um, just, I would be such a boring GM, like, honestly. And then again, I say that, and then I look at my last fantasy football draft, and I drafted 3 wide receivers. So maybe I'm full of shit as well. Like in my brain, I'm like running back, running back, running back, and then I'm like Justin Jefferson's available with no quarterback. Like maybe on the day these GMs like have a solid plan, and then they're like, God damn it, I'm going to get Caleb Downs. Like, who knows? Um, but yeah,
I wonder how
Yeah.
often like emotions play into it. Like they do all this preparation, everything, and then all of a sudden the day comes and they're like, you know what? This guy is gonna be a beast. Like fuck our preparation.
yeah.
He's a cool guy. Let's fucking draft him. Like I
I
wonder how
also
often.
think I think meeting them in person's huge. Like we're not in
Yeah.
those rooms. Like I'm pretty sure you listen. I have interviewed people a lot. You can go off a resume and then meet the person and go, oh my God, this person's horrible.
Yeah, I think that's what separates like because all these guys are graded like so similarly. So it's hard to like mock draft what's you know between the edge rushers like Messidor, Falk, and Howells. Like, what's the difference? It's how you like them in the meeting.
Nick, you're up. The Minnesota Vikings, who just signed Kyler Murray. Who are they picking?
Well, after the shocker, the Lions passing on the Spencer Fuano, who would be a beautiful fit after they lost Tyler Decker or Monroe Feeling. That was a shocker. Um,
Wait, sorry, Mike. Who'd you have?
For the
Lions.
a corner.
Okay.
Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson. They need a corner. Their offense averaged like 28 a game.
They signed a corner. They signed the Bucks corner this year in the free agency.
All right.
They needed an lineman. That guy retired on them. They're screwed. The Vikings. The Vikings are weird. I don't. Vikings are strange. I think they go get a safety. People like Dylan Dynaman. I like the Toledo safety, Emmanuel McNeil Warren higher. I think they get him.
Okay.
They're a weird team. They have a good roster. Like if that quarterback's good, they should win games.
Meanwhile,
9.
they had like Sam Darnold or something like that.
Yeah, like they maybe
They
if they
went, and
have
they
like a
went like, I think
competent
like
individual.
14-2.
Yeah, like they have a
How about
really
this?
good
In my
roster.
entire lifetime, the Giants have never gone 14-2. You don't trade away a guy who just goes 14-2. If anything, you sign him and you let number 9 sit a year or two and develop because he needs to develop anyway. He's a kid. He's like 20 years old. These franchises, man. Bobby Barr, the Panthers, who had a nice season last year. I think they had a really good year. Made the playoffs, gave the Rams a relative run for their money. Who the Panthers getting?
I don't know why. I didn't really like, out of all the picks, I feel like this is the one I cared least about having to make. I don't know what it is about the Panthers. I just, personal bias, I guess I just don't care about them. Um, with that said, it seems like they're really targeting either tight end or safety, based on what I was reading. So I'm between two guys, either Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon, who's the number one rated tight end, or the guy who you just mentioned, Dylan Thieneman from Oregon, the safety. I'm gonna take the safety. Back-to-back safeties off the board. I'm gonna take Dylan Thieneman, safety from Oregon.
That's like the Cowboys just shift their. That's a Cowboy. That would be the time where you're drafting the panic move, where both the safeties are gone, and you go, "Holy shit!
What do we do?
What do we do now?"
And I'll tell you exactly what they do now. They double down and they get the tight end What's his name, Bob?
Kenyon Sadiq.
Kenyon Sadiq, Oregon, and they make their offense so good,
Come
right?
on.
If
Make
they
their
do that, that'll be
offense.
crazy.
They make their offense so good they can't be stopped. That's what the
You don't
Dallas.
think they take an edge? Like if they just drafted a cornerback, let's say in the first pick, they don't go edge. Okay.
Oh, you
They would
need
have
more
to get they
weapons,
would have to get a
Bobby.
linebacker.
No, you
They would
need more
have to.
weapons.
I don't see them. That's
If this
crazy.
happens, I'm going to make this post. The Dallas Cowboys are fools. Dallas Cowboys haven't been in an NFC Championship game since
Mike, you're just a
19.
wild card in this fucking mock draft, just making these picks.
Yeah,
You're
man.
keeping me on my toes right now.
Yeah, you're like Howie Roseman. You're
Yeah,
literally,
whoa.
yeah, you're Howie Roseman, and you're like, why did Jerry Jones just do that? What is he doing? Yeah, I'm drafting like them. In the beginning, I was responsible. That's not fun. Jerry Jones is like, I have the two best wide receivers. You know who I don't have? Another weapon. Let's
Well,
go.
they do have a tight end.
Ferguson. Yeah, I know.
They paid him.
Did they?
I don't
Yeah.
think they're drafting a tight end. I'd be shocked.
Be shocked. They look like really bad, like historically bad defense.
I'm going with it.
It's picked. It's done. It's picked. It's
Pick is in.
mocked.
Pick is in.
Yeah.
The
Bar's already
Eagles would
been
be
submitted.
pissed.
They need more weapons. I can't wait for this to happen. Maybe they trade up for him.
Am I up?
You
Yeah,
are
with
up
the
with
Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Steelers are excited. They are running to the podium. They will be drafting Spencer Fano. Um, really good tackle from Utah. He's just slightly undersized, but he can play any position, tackle, guard. He was even doing center reps at the combine to show off his versatility. I think the Steelers would love that. They need help on their O line, especially like on the interior, but they also might need someone to slide out as well because I think their tackle from a couple years ago, first round pick, didn't quite work out. So he would be guard this year and then transition out the tackle next year. Puano, good pick for the Steelers.
Okay. Um,
The Los Angeles Superchargers are
Angeles
next.
Chargers. They're up.
At least when I was looking into this, it seemed like they should probably consider drafting interior defense to help their run game, stop the run game, I should say. But I think that their brain trust, Harbaugh, their GM, etc., are going to have visions of Harbaugh Herbert, I'm sorry, just getting scraped off the field repeatedly in that playoff game. And I think they're going to want to address offensive line because of that. I
Aren't
don't
both
know if
their
he got
guys
picked yet. I haven't. What's up?
both tackles got hurt.
Yeah, I know. They're
Yeah.
going
I
to
think they
draft.
go online as well, Bob. I think they would love Fano and put him at guard.
Yeah, I actually haven't been writing down on who's been drafted yet. So I'm gonna
It's on
have
the
to get.
Google. It's on the Google share, Bob, if you want to look at it.
Oh yeah, okay, that's perfect. Um, Fano.
So the highest rated interior O lineman would be like Chase Besantis or Emmanuel
You,
Pregnon.
yeah, you know what though? I think they're gonna draft Caden Proctor from Alabama, and that's because he could play two ways. He's a guard and a tackle, and I think that they want to have some insurance in case one of their tackles goes out again. I'm having them draft
That'd be
Proctor.
I like that. That's a fucking massive O line.
Yeah, if
And they
everything
already would they go Becton? They had Becton last year, and he was ass, but they don't mind having a tall guy play guard.
No, and that didn't work out. They cut him. So now they
Yeah,
do. They kind of do need that. Yeah, and I think they're never gonna want to go through that nightmare of what they went through last year. You know, and they both what do you call it? Uh, the one lineman came back. The guy from Notre Dame. What's his name?
alt.
Alt came back, but Rashawn Slater had a bad knee injury. You never know how they come back. On he might need a little bit. So I like that. Proctor
Um,
tackle.
I'm up with the Philadelphia Eagles. One of the things the Eagles, I think, weirdly, because you don't really think of this, but I think they need defensive line help. I'm gonna go with Keldrick Falk, defensive end from Auburn.
I like that. I was between Falk or Freeling there.
Yeah.
Both like developmental picks that will sit for a year. That's like the Eagles thing. Like the
Uh,
Eagles draft guys and like they'll wait a year and develop them.
Nick, you're up with the Cleveland Browns. Just a reminder, Carnell Tate was drafted.
Yep. Uh, what the Browns would do here? The Browns will go out and they'll get the top ranked O lineman available, Monroe Freeling, a big tackle, protect their future O lineman. He's slid a little bit. He's a weird prospect. No one knows because just his lack of playing, but big guy, prototypical left tackle, like 6'7", 350, 330, big dude, can move well. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a good draft. If the Browns come out with their receiver and their tackle, I think they'd be pretty happy.
All right. Bobby Barr, always an interesting team, the Chicago Bears.
I really wanted them to draft. I really wanted to have them draft like a wide receiver or something just to be funny.
Lost the-
You got to replace DJ Moore.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I think they're actually going to be smart. It seems like their front office might have wised up a little bit. So I think they're between probably a defensive lineman or maybe another offensive tackle. With that said, let's see if he got picked yet. TJ Parker, is he still on the board?
He's still there. Yep,
They're going to draft TJ Parker, edge from Clemson, with their pick.
I like that.
Is he even on this prospect sheet? TJ Parker? I'm on a website. Parker.
Yep.
TJ Parker. Yep, Clemson. The end.
He's not even projected in the first round on this website.
Oh,
Parker.
he'll be in the first round.
Okay. The Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills just got DJ Moore. Um, and they still have weirdly, I don't know what they're going to do with Coleman since they just kind of trashed him. The new head coach, even though it's the same head coach. What an interesting team. Um, I would probably go. I think they might just go another wide receiver here. What do you guys think? Like,
Yeah, they're in a weird spot. I think they kind of would like to. They might be the first guy to take the D tackle. Like Caden McDonald might go here or receiver. I actually think they would go receiver the way this board has fallen
yeah,
because
You don't think they're going
um
to go secondary help?
they
They have holes.
no, because I think both corners have gone, but the three safeties are gone. You can take Avier and Terrell at the corner spot, sure. Um, maybe you want to go deep. You can go with the edge. You can go Cassius Howe. I don't know. I think
I'm
they
gonna
would
go.
maybe
What's the highest rated? I'm gonna go receiver. What's the highest rated receiver?
Omar Cooper. Omar Cooper's my third ranked receiver. I think the
No,
Jets are gonna. I think the Jets are gonna draft Omar Cooper. Bobby, just get ready to learn that. You're ready to learn Indiana.
he was one of the names I had down. Um, yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go Omar Cooper. Um, I just think the Bills last year, like if they had, like, I mean, Josh Allen is such a freaking good quarterback. Like he's the best player in football. DJ Moore and then one other guy with their double tight end set and Cook, like they should go to the Super Bowl, right? It's not that crazy to say they
I
should
like
be.
it.
So I'm gonna go there.
You think so? Okay. I
I think,
he's a slot guy, and Shakir's their slot guy. They're not moving Shakir out of the slot to make room for this guy.
but Omar Cooper's a bigger guy. He blocks. That's why people love Omar Cooper. He's just a gritty. He's a gritty freaking. He's a gritty receiver. Um, he scores touchdowns and he blocks. I'm a big Omar Cooper fan. I think he fits really really well with the Jets. Honestly,
Nick 49ers. We're at pick 27.
49ers. 49ers. What do they want to do?
I don't know. Are they even healthy?
If healthy, they can win the Super Bowl. I think they get tackle Blake Miller from Clemson. I think they still are in a contract dispute with their with Trent Williams. And Trent Williams, even if they get it done, which they will, he's like I think 38.
He's old.
So he's old. I think they get Blake Miller. He's a really, really good tackle out of Clemson. I think, yeah, I think they shore up their O line. Their O line was not good last year. But McCaffrey was getting hit behind the line of scrimmage a lot. Purdy got hurt. They don't want to go through that again. They get a nice tackle.
All right. Bobby Barr, the Houston Texans.
This one's a tough one. They made up moves with our offensive line, which I think was absolutely
Yeah.
needed. They don't have anyone really though as a playmaker outside of Nico Collins. I think they want to make a splash at playmaker. I know they have what's the guy who tore his knee up in the playoff game a
Well, they
couple.
did. I think they have Jaden Higgins, who they
Yeah,
drafted
that's
at like
true
pick
too. But
33. He's really good. He's
he
really
was
good.
invisible in the playoffs. That I mean, I guess it was just CJ Stroud being terrible. This is a tough pick though.
I had Higgins in Dynasty down the stretch, and he started just every
He
week. He
did.
started getting incorporated. He's a big bodied frame. I don't know. I like Jaden Higgins maybe because I have him in Dynasty. I'm biased. The Texans are weird though. Like, do they go O lineman? I don't
I
know.
can't see them going deep. I mean, their defense has been so good.
This
Like
is probably a trade out. Someone's probably going to kind of come up for Denzel Boston here.
that was one of my thoughts. But I'll go. You know what? They'll address their interior of their defense. I'll have them take Caden McDonald,
That's good.
defensive
Yeah,
tackle from Ohio State.
just a scary, scary defensive line.
D tackle McDonald. Okay. Kansas City Chiefs. This is me. Who did they draft earlier? Caleb Downs. What a fucking.
Caleb Downs.
This is. I mean, the Chiefs are in such a nice spot. Like I know they didn't make the playoffs. Realistically, I wish that tight end was still available because the Chiefs low key probably would draft that tight end here.
There's another good one, Eli Stowers from
Who
Vanderbilt.
who
I
drafted the
would
tight
argue
end?
Eli Stowers is a much better production profile than Caden Sadiq. Caden Sadiq's
What's his last name?
Eli Stowers.
All right, he's not on this thing. One second, let me
I
go.
don't think they take him in the first round.
No, let me. I mean, I don't know. The Chiefs, they didn't make the playoffs. They weren't going to make the playoffs. How's their offensive line? Like, I could just be boring and just take an offensive lineman like Caleb Lou from Utah.
They could take Caleb Lomu. I could see them taking. I honestly think this would be Team Cassius Howell and Terrell, the cornerback. Do they double down secondary, or do they try to add, an edge rusher?
Have we done?
Wide receiver Denzel Boston too.
I don't see the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are so mature and they're such a good front office that they will what they can't they won't draft the.
Another wide.
I don't see them drafting the sixth corner over the sixth receiver over the third corner.
So who's the
I
corner?
just
Who's the corner?
Avian Terrell, Clemson.
Uh, corner. Avery and Terrell
Or
Clemson.
they.
All right, I'll go there. They do
They
need a
just
corner.
restock. They just restocked their secondary this year.
I mean, they literally just traded away their corner, so that they do need a corner.
I
Uh,
think both. I think both are corners. They lost both. One went to the Titans. One went to the Rams.
all right, that makes sense. Nick, you're on the clock. Miami Dolphins are actually back in the first round. They traded Waddle to the Broncos. So, can I just say something? So you're telling me that Waddle, and I know it's the 10th pick compared to the 30th pick. You tell me Waddle's is almost as valuable as Dexter Lawrence. Like, I don't know.
I don't. I don't. But Waddle's thing was weird because he's on a cheaper deal, but they're not paying him. I guess it's the whole thing with Dexter Lawrence is that they have to pay him now $30 million a year, and that's the I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Miami Dolphins. Nick, you're on the clock.
They need help everywhere. Maturity, right? They would get a cornerback, safety, edge rusher. They are not mature. They're gonna try to replace Waddle. I see they'll take Denzel Boston,
Okay.
receiver, Washington. I'm not a big Denzel Boston guy. He's one of those giant. He's really, really big, big catch radius. Does not create a lot of separation, but he's productive. I think he's good.
Okay. Bobby, your rivals, the New England Patriots. They just were in the
This
Super Bowl.
this one was tough for me. I didn't get any insider reporting. The insider reporter is out. Uh, no longer has a job. Um,
Are you against? Are you a hater of Deanna Rossini? Were you like memes
she's
in front of my take? You don't
she's
like her?
just she's irrelevant, and she always has been. Fuck that bitch. This one's hard. I think this one is kind of actually similar to the Chargers, where they kind of they're a little nervous, the Patriots, about that performance that they got out of Campbell in the Super Bowl, and I think they might want to push him inside. I'm gonna have them take Max Ihianacker from
Yeah,
Arizona State, the offensive tackle.
I had them taking him too. I think that's like a safe
Uh,
pick. Vrabel was out there working with him. He was on the field doing this his little thing with him. I think
how do you
I think
spell
that's their target
The
there.
second time he was holding hands in the same week.
Yeah,
how do you spell his last name? Max.
I'll drop it in there. I got you.
Ike and Acre, I think.
I don't know. All right, we're gonna do round two, just the first five picks because we have another Jets and Giants in there. So this is the last pick of the first round. Um, I don't know if you guys are gonna agree with me about this. So I'm doing a lot of like weird research with the draft, and I found it very interesting that the number two rated running back was also on Notre Dame.
Yeah, Jadarian Price.
I think Seattle just lost Walker. I think they're gonna get this guy Price, and he's gonna be unbelievable.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of the same exact situation as Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, where everyone kind of talked about Jamar Chase, but Justin Jefferson was just as good. This guy Price, if he wasn't on Notre Dame, he might be a top 10 draft pick. Uh,
100%. He had better numbers in some games than he had better efficiency rating than Jeremiah Love at
yeah,
times.
so I'm gonna go running back Price, Seattle.
Yeah, I'm like torn. Do they take the edge, Cassius Howard, or do they go Price?
I think their defense is fine. They need a running back. They can't actually rely on Sharp. They just won the
Well,
Super Bowl.
Charbonnet tore his ACL at the end of the year.
Okay, well
I
that's
think the
that's
debate.
why they
I think
won.
the debate with the Seahawks are getting a running back either in the first round or the second round. I don't know where they did lose an edge rusher, so maybe they try to replicate that with
They
Howell
did not win
if the
that
way
Super
our draft
Bowl.
fell.
They did not win that Super Bowl because of Sam Darnold. They won because, swear to God, they won because that running back Sharp got hurt and they had to give the ball to Walker. It was my best take of the week for like a
They
month.
drafted. They hit. If you go through the Seahawks drafts the last couple of years, they hit everywhere. They hit Witherspoon, JSN, Charbonnet, Greg Zabel. Remember we were talking about Greg Zabel last year, right?
Yep.
Really good guard. They got to pick what fucking 16. They got drafted the other cornerback, their safety, their edge. They just hit all their draft picks. So
That's why they won the Super Bowl.
why
Uh,
they won this fucking Super Bowl?
Now we're gonna do round two. We're gonna do one, two, three, four, five picks. It goes weirdly. The Raiders do not have the 33rd pick. The NFL does something weird where they do something.
Yeah, if you like have the same record, then you flip in the second round. So like the and the Raiders had the same record. Jets get the first pick in the second round since they got the second pick in the first round. It's
Wait,
weird.
so it goes
Actually, the
Jets.
Cardinals pick ahead of them too, and so do the Titans. So I guess they all. I don't know how it works with that.
It goes Jets, Cardinals, Titans, Raiders, Giants. Bobby, number one pick in the second round. You can kind of see it like another first round draft pick. Who did the Jets go?
So we have edge and wide receiver taken. I think the glaring holes left now on our roster. I mean, there's several, but interior offensive line, we lost John Simpson. Cornerback, we traded Sauce, and the guys that we have are, and then Mike. I don't think we've had a true Mike in years. So with that said, I'm gonna take CJ Allen, middle linebacker from Georgia. It was really
Like
between him
that.
and Emmanuel Pregnon from Oregon, but I think if he falls or Chase Basantis falls, that's who we take with our pick number 44, which we have 11 picks later.
Okay. Nick, Arizona Cardinals.
Okay, give me like 2 minutes. I gotta get to this. I wanted to get to the second round. It's like looking at the players.
Um,
Mhm.
need actual 2 minutes or like 30 seconds?
I can do the Cardinals. I just wanted to see players available. Um, who would the Cardinals be taking here? I think they would be taking with our mock draft. They'd be taking the best available O lineman. That would be Caleb Lomu. They would be taking Caleb Lomu.
Okay.
It would probably be between Lomu and a Lomu and Pisantis, but I think they would probably just go for the tackle flexibility at the end of the day.
Um, so Tennessee Titans are on the clock. They drafted a running back. I mean, they have a lot of glaring holes. For a while there, they were the worst team in football. I'm thinking they take a defensive end. What do you guys think? I kind of will let you guys pick this. I don't really care.
That makes sense to me.
Like,
Who would
who's the
it be?
highest rated defensive end, and
Who's the pick again?
what's the
The
Titans?
Titans.
I would see, yeah, I think they would come down. Cassius Howell's available. They're taking Cassius Howell,
What position?
defensive end.
There's your Bengals signing, by the way. They gave
Oh, it's done?
they gave Dexter Lawrence an additional 1 year, $28 million on his contract.
That's it?
That's what a sleeper sent 28
That
minutes
means
ago.
he just did not want to be um with the Giants, man, at all.
I missed that last pick. Who was the pick for the Titans?
Cassius Howell.
Got it. Boom. I'm just writing these as we go. Okay. The Raiders. Bobby Barr.
The Raiders.
Raiders.
This one's kind of a tougher spot. It seems like whenever a team drafts a quarterback in the first round, they like to get someone that can surround them on offense as well. So I think that would probably be a offensive lineman or a wide receiver. Um, they don't who's even their I don't even know who their best wide receivers anymore. They traded away Jacoby Myers. But with that said, I think they want to go offensive line. Um,
They did have the worst offensive line in football.
they've had the worst offensive line in football for like
They
5 years
did
now.
pour money into it, my goodness.
Yeah. Let's see. I really would want them to take an offensive tackle. I feel like that makes the most sense. But I
I
don't
don't know
think,
if there's one left at
yeah,
this
there's not one
point.
left. So I'm gonna have them take the guard, Chase Basantis from Texas A&M with this pick.
I like that. Who's am I up after this?
Last one,
Hey,
it's the Giants.
last
The
one.
Giants.
New York Giants.
I think it's pretty obvious at this point. We would be targeting because now we're gonna have to roll with our O line as it is. But the Giants can come out. We have our linebacker for the future. We have a receiver, and then we come in and we take. It's gonna come down to what we prefer because there's I think four guys here that we would be looking at: the Caleb Banks, Peter Woods, Christian Miller, and Lee Hunter. I think I would go Peter Woods, but or Caleb Banks. Caleb Banks is a athletic freak. He's just very raw talent wise. Peter Woods kind of under delivered in college, but Clemson D tackle would be a replacement for Dexter Lawrence. I would go Peter Woods.
And that's a D tackle.
Yeah.
Clemson always has good D tackles.
hmm
All right.
Clemson TJ Parker and
One question before we go to the worst, best, and last minute shout outs. Does any team try to trade up for Ty Simpson?
Cardinals.
That's what I was thinking too.
It seems in the word right now is inevitable that he will be a Cardinal.
So you don't think they'd take him in the second round?
People want to trade up to get that 50-year option, so maybe they come up to get the 50-year option on him, or they just let it go in the second. I don't think anyone else is like jumping out of their seat for Ty Simpson right now, though.
Yeah.
And I think
I
pretty sure the Jets are like buckled in for 2027.
Yeah, I saw a mock draft where the some idiot had the Jets taking Ty Simpson 16th. No way.
No
I think the
way.
Jets are gonna try and draft Drew Aller from Penn State with like a fourth or fifth round pick. And that will be their shot at a quarterback this season.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we draft Ty Simpson with one of our top four picks, I'm gonna go berserk. So
Yeah, that would be alarming.
yeah, so they'll probably do it.
Probably do it. All right, that's our NFL draft year two. A lot better this year. Last year it took us 2.5 hours to do that. So because I looked it up. This year,
Really?
yeah, it was the podcast itself was 3.5 hours.
That's a little too much. That's dramatic.
Yeah, we did that, and then the following week we had Patrick Arenz on, and we did another 3 hour one. And Bob was like, "We can't keep doing these 3 hour podcasts." And I was like, "I agree with you completely." All right. Worst, best, last minute shout outs. It's the end of the pod. It's one of my favorite segments. Does anyone want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I can do my worst takes, I guess, from last year's pod. I remember some of them being for my last year's draft pod. I kind of shit on Ted McMillan,
Yeah, you did. I
and
remember that.
I was like, this guy stinks. He's gonna be a bust. He won Rookie of the Year, and the guy I also shit on, Tyler Shuck, was second in Rookie of the Year voting. So where I was wrong on Ted McMillan and Shuck. I was right
Oh, not yet.
Greg
Not
on
yet.
Gray Zabel.
No.
That's your best take of the week.
Wait a minute.
Yeah,
All right. My worst
but we
take.
did best worst.
We do worst, then we do best.
Oh, I thought it was like do your best, then do your worst.
So worst take of the week. Um, Le- LeBron James. Um, I honestly was annoyed with ESPN and pretty much everyone in basketball who still paid attention to him. I was like, this guy is still a solid basketball player, but he really shouldn't be getting this much attention. Like, I understand he's LeBron, so he always will, but as a player, he's just not great. Okay. I watched the Lakers game last night. He was dominating them. He was too big, too fast. He was controlling the entire game. Uh, he is worth the attention to this day at 41 years old. He's the best basketball player by far that I've ever personally witnessed. But the fact that he's 41 years old and still doing this is unbelievable. And I always knew he could control a game with his passing, but he's not just controlling a game, he's dominating a game. There's no Reeves, there's no Luca, and he put on a masterclass last night. It was unbelievable to watch. Um, he's so old. Like it's crazy what he's doing. I guess the only other comparison is Tom Brady when he was on the Bucks. Like this is unnatural what he's doing. I mean, you look at other people in his class. Well, there is no one in his class. Like right, they're all like Dwayne Wade has been retired now for like 6 years. Chris Bosh has been retired. I feel like for 10 years. It's insane. So that's my worst take of the week. That LeBron was irrelevant.
Did Bronny play?
No.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Oh, did he?
Oh yeah, he took it out with LeBron, and they were like up the court in a playoff game.
That's awesome.
LeBron said that was the coolest moment of my life. It was the coolest moment of my life.
That's another thing. It's not even like his son's in the NBA.
No, he's playing. Like, it's him and his son, like walking up the court together with the ball. And it's just
Battling
like,
the
what's
Rockets.
happening? What's happening?
Crazy. Bob?
I already talked about this earlier, but I didn't feel like writing anything else. I couldn't think of anything else, so it's just about the Mets. I try to be positive going into the season, and I always am. Like, unless we're completely mailing in, like the Jets have, I try and be positive about how my teams are going to be. But just watching them, they have no power, no clutch, and it's a bunch of mercenaries. It's a hard team to root for. Um, I'm close to tapping out. I know it's only May 19th or April 19th, but like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to watch as many games as I usually do in a year. So
At
we'll
least you
see.
have the Sabres to distract you for like a month or two.
Hopefully they have to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could lose.
Yeah, they're playing. I mean, Boston isn't the best team, but you never know. Playoff hockey's a different beast. So
Yep. Okay. Best take of the week, Nick. What is your best take?
I actually changed it because it's going to be a little bit of preview for the next week's pod, Kentucky Derby. White won yesterday. I had him. There was a big race called the something handicapping Oaklawn Handicapper, where they had Sovereignty, Journalism, and White who are like the three best horses in the country, all racing each other. Pretty awesome. Um, I don't know why that wasn't on NBC. They buried it on Fox News 2. But Awesome race. I'm a huge White Abarrio fan. He's kind of mercurial. He kind of shows up sometimes and sometimes he doesn't. But I think he's the best horse in the country, and he beats Sovereignty, so he kind of proved it.
Okay, that's a good
White
take.
Abarrio.
My best take is something I said before the baseball season. A lot of teams are experimenting with ABS. And I don't know why Booney doesn't say to that clubhouse, the only person alive who's allowed to challenge pitches is Aaron Judge. Um, he is the highest rated baseball player so far in the changes. You have players like Trent Grisham and Jazz in the first inning challenging balls and strikes. It's madness. I was right about that because
Yeah, I was at the game the other day. We were out of challenges in the third inning.
third inning, I'm like,
No one was on base.
why are you challenging, sir? You're a you're batting. I mean, at one point, I think the guy, our third baseman, he challenged the pitch. When I went to the Rays game last week, he's batting 0.073. My man, you don't get the challenge. This is not for you. This is for maybe Bellinger, Stanton, Judge. No one else is allowed to challenge. And that might be a very difficult conversation for Booney to have with his guys, but you have to have it. You are not challenging. You're not allowed. Judge is post sixth inning. Look, what are you challenging for in the first? Oh, I don't want to go crazy. I was right because if you look at the statistics, Judge is the best in the league, and Jazz, I think Jazz is like the third worst in the league. He can't see, and
He
also
just swings.
is
He just
Jazz
swings.
does Jazz have Babe Ruth's bat? It's like half the size of his body. Maybe get a lighter bat, Jazz. It looks ridiculous. The Yankees. Bob, what's your best take of the week?
I have basketball as my best take of the week. I had a future on them to win the championship. Only bracket I made, they were my winner. And then when we had our podcast before I left, that was my prediction that they were going to win. I'm happy for Dusty May. It's rare. I actually find out like was thinking like it's rare that I actually root for a coach. Usually I just root for players or teams. I'm gonna probably be a Dusty May fan just because of the joy he bring me for those couple of years. So good on you on basketball.
That's good. Um, Last minute shout out. I'm going to, I think Bobby has his, so I'm going to do something else. It's a happy birthday to my brother Patrick. It was yesterday. My birthday's tomorrow, so we kind of share a birthday, but not really. We do usually back to back. So I'll be celebrating my birthday today. But really happy birthday to Pat. Um, he's in a grind session right now in life, and it's really cool to see because not many people are willing to do what he's doing right now. With he's getting his master's, he's studying for the CFA, he's working borderline full time. He is an animal right now, and just a big happy birthday. He's 25, so keep on going, buddy. One day in about 5 years, it's all going to be worth it. So God bless. Nick.
I was gonna shout out my brothers. Happy birthday,
Oh,
Mike and Patrick.
okay.
Yeah, birthday's tomorrow, Mike.
Yeah.
31. Mike
31.
Piazza year.
31.
31. Whoa.
31's okay because 30 is kind of the bigger deal. I feel like weirdly, I feel like, and even Pat turning 25, I can comprehend. The one I can't comprehend is Nick turning 28.
Yeah, I can't.
Like Nick's 28 years old. I feel like 28
I keep telling myself I'm 28.
28, like 28 years old. That's
I
kind
don't
of
quite feel it. I remember thinking, like, looking at a 28-year-old, like, that guy's kind of old. Now I'm like, I'm not there. But I was recently hanging out, like, I was at a Yankee game with a 23-year-old, and I was like, that's a child
yeah.
compared to.
Well,
So I guess I am.
if you remember, Nick, I think I was 28 when I went to 28 or 27 when I went to Europe with you, Kevin, and Pat and Adam. And I was like, I feel like I'm with children. And Nick was like, and Nick goes, you're a man. You're like 27, 28 years old. Kevin's younger. I think Kevin was 20. He's like,
Kevin was like 21, 22, and you were like, these kids are children. Like, they
these guys
kind
are
of
like
are.
children. And
They
then you were
just graduated college, and you're 28. Yeah,
like
they
28
are.
years old. I was like, yeah, Jesus. That was a life epiphany trip. I didn't realize, do you know, not to get too into it, that trip was when I realized I was an adult. I came back, like, how was the trip? I go, I'm an adult now. And people were like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're 28 years old. Of course you're an adult. This is crazy. So it took
That's
me,
definitely like a biggest transition in your life, right? Like from 22 or 23 to 28 is like probably the biggest transition time of your life where you get a job,
yeah,
you get a house, like it's all the I don't know. It's a probably the most important time of your life in those 5 years, and
you
we
got it.
all
You
experience
just
it
can't.
now.
Yeah, it's not fun. I wouldn't go back. Would not go back.
No.
But I wouldn't go back either. Some Allison just asked me that. She's like, would you go back to 22? I go, yeah.
Hell no.
No.
Maybe I would redo college. That was a good time. But 22 to 28, fuck, I would rather die. That was
I would
torture.
redo college for 1 week.
I told mom that's what
I want
I
to
told
come
mom.
back.
I go 1 week I could do it.
'Cause I
Like
hate
one
school.
week, 1 month, I would have
Because
fun.
I actually hate school. So I don't want to study. I want to go back for
No.
1 week, hang out with Bob on the couch, and then come back. That's what I want to do.
Play
Um,
ping pong, video games, basketball, eat
yeah,
some shitty food that won't affect us, it won't get us fat, and
yeah.
then then we can get older again.
Bob, what is your last minute shout out?
So on a lesser note, I have two of them. On a much lesser note, Buffalo Sabres playoff game tonight. I
Yeah.
cannot wait. I will be there. If you are not a fan of hockey, not a fan, of the Sabres, watch the first 10 minutes. It's probably going to be the best crowd in sports this season of any sport, I think. So just make sure you do that. The tickets are very expensive and the place is going to be rocking. On a more important note, shout out to my trip to Italy. Me and my fiance now, Kara, are
Oh,
officially engaged. Um, Great trip, best food in the world. Florence actually probably is the most beautiful city I've ever been to. I'm very happy
I
I chose
agree.
that place to be the place I got engaged. And on a smaller note, leave your windows closed from April through October because I woke up with like 40 mosquito bites. Was not aware that was such a big problem, but I don't know why I'm including that in my shout out about me and my girlfriend getting engaged. So, but I did want to mention that as well because it was brutal. I thought I had bed bugs and it was freaking me out. Um, but yeah, I'm
And you
very
snuck the
happy.
engagement in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my secret
it's the
window.
smaller part. No, no, I love her very much. I don't know when we're gonna get married. Probably it's probably gonna be a bit, but ch times they are changing, right, guys?
Times
I
are
know.
changing.
Yeah.
Either get busy living or get busy dying.
Lion
Love
King.
it.
All right. I will see you guys later. Great pod. It'll be edited probably tomorrow and posted tomorrow night.
Thanks for having me on,
Thursday's the
guys.
draft.
Of course, man.
Always fun.
Number
Always a
one
Yep.
gift.
guest.
Always a gift.
One of
Bye,
the best
guys.
pods of the year, I think.